Oh, what a beautiful morning. Good morning. Wolfie, say good morning. Welcome to Walk in the Woods with Wolfie and I. I'm gonna talk today about, life, escaping death, which I believe is the continuation of life, just another plane of existence, but let's not get into deep philosophical discussion here. What I'm gonna try and focus on is the positive aspects of life. I was in the train that derailed in Sussex a couple of days ago, terrified, still can't really sleep. Probably my mind is wondering what might have happened. Grateful that there were no fatalities, and hopefully the two people that were really badly injured that we saw are doing well, and the rest of the people, I counted around 25, but some news outlets say 11, others say 18. It definitely was around the 20s. Big thank you to all the emergency services. Grateful for that and how fast they it seemed like an eternity to us stuck in the train with the heat and everything, but I think realistically very fast response. There were almost more people from emergency services along the train, along the rail, and evacuating us in the end than there were passengers, I think, almost, maybe one-on-one. But anyway, the point I think I'm trying to make is that it's still, I feel, too early for me to reflect on what really happened and whether I should be reflecting on the effects of not investing enough in infrastructure, underestimating Mother Nature and what it can do to humanity, kindness and gratefulness for still being alive, because irrespective of what I believe about the great after, I still would like to see some grandchildren if I'm blessed with that. I still would like to finish a few books that I have on the line, on the fire, if you like. Anyway, I think when such terrible moments happen in our life, they kind of ground us and make us understand that we take everything for granted. We take flying for granted. We take, I'll take a pause here. We take trains for granted. We take all our technology for granted. I mean, gosh, we're upset if our flight is delayed for a few minutes, or if our train is delayed for a few minutes. I know I'm as guilty as charged because I commute a lot with trains these days, and I'm always upset because sometimes it can take hours upon hours to reach home or reach the office. But ultimately, I think it's important that we realize that this is a very short life. We're just a drop in the ocean, and then in the ocean we shall return, the great ocean of existence. I don't know what's waiting there, but I do know, or at least I sense, that there is something greater, because when the derailment happened, the dates that the derailment happened, the way it happened, where we were in the wagon, how people got not hurt, all of that to me was significant. I'll give you one small example of how I think we were lucky. When the derailment happened and we were terrified, we didn't know what was happening. We were in the wagons where the train was leaning, feeling it was going to fall. We could hear the commotion, and we knew we could see the conductor running up and down at some point and sweating and not knowing what really happened. And I don't think at that point they had realized how bad it was at the far back. And at some point I see this guy in civilian clothing holding a mobile, and effectively what he said was that he was working for the central control. That was his job, and he just happened to be a passenger, and he had his mobile on and called and told them to stop the trains north and south, because for a good 40 minutes at least, I think, all I could think of was, after the derailment had happened, dear God, let not another train coming hit us, because the people on that train and the driver on that train would be in trouble, and we certainly would, all of us would be in trouble, and we would have even worse scenarios. Because I don't know how fast the train driver or the conductor can explain to the authorities that this is really bad and they should stop any oncoming traffic from both ways. But this guy, I don't know what his name was, I should have asked. I saw him at the end when they were evacuating us, and I shook his hand and said thank you, because I really think he had a lot to do with us coming off safe, and I think there was some intervention that he was on that train as a passenger on that specific day. Anyway, morning. I really do believe there's something bigger, and that specific day has a very huge significance for us as a family, and I think we have a lot of guardian angels looking after us, and in our case a very specific one. Now for Greeks, today, the 15th of August, also happens to be a very, very important day. The 13th also is a very, very important day for us, for our religion, Christian Orthodoxy at least. So I don't know, all of it together kind of has me a little bit more reflective than normal, and still confused and still a bit anxious. I'm thinking how I'm gonna go to work next week, whether I'm gonna catch a train. I probably will. I'll probably just jump back on the horse and ride again, as they say. Fall off the horse, get back on the horse, if the trains are running, because apparently up until yesterday that train was still derailed, and I think they're treating it like a crime scene or whatever, investigation. So God knows what Monday will bring, and I'm going to close with this thought: look after yourselves, find something to believe in, be it yourself, be it something bigger, be it nature, be it the glorious unknown future, and just count your blessings, because I'm trying to count mine. I am trying to count mine. Anyway, thank you for whoever listened, and my last thought is that I'm so grateful. I posted in a moment of weakness. I was up at 3 a.m. The day after the derailment, and I just posted a few thoughts, and so many people sent their best wishes. I was really overwhelmed. So a big thank you to everyone who wrote, who contacted me directly, who left comments and best wishes, and I really appreciate it. It just kind of makes me feel like, even though we might be apart, we're still part of a great big community. There's a lot to blame for social media, but certainly in those moments of need, communities can come together much faster. So there's always a silver lining on those clouds. Take care, look after yourself and each other. Thank you for listening to the rumblings of this Greek tortured soul. Good morning.